scapegoat.
Hello and welcome to the El Cachorro Show. I am your host, El Cachorro. As today we will be talking about the Clone Wars, Season 7, Episode 2, A Distant Echo. As we are continuing the storyline from the last episode of the hunt for the algorithm, believed to be Echo. Is he alive or dead? Will we find out? I am going to say that I actually, from my takes from last week, is I like this episode probably better. The new clones, for most of it, weren't annoying to me. Mostly, some little bits they were. One still I can't stand, but let us discover that as we go. We're going to keep the same theme going here with the little picture over here because the evil mouse did not copyright my last video within 10 seconds. So I figure we might be able to get away with that. So you might have to squint. So we open up with them, of course, talking about their findings, and they want to do a special mission to go just rescue Echo, according to Rex, or at least follow that. So of course we have Rex and Anakin, and I can't remember his name. We're just gonna call him Solid Snake because that's who he looks like. Solid Snake are all talking about the mission, and they're ready to go, which leads to a fun little dialogue between Rex and Anakin. This is probably the best part of the episode, to be honest with you. I mean, not saying the episode was bad, but I mean, this was actually a pretty humorous part, which I guess the writers didn't really think that people with degraded minds like mine are probably thinking like, what are these two guys talking about? Because they got to go do that thing, the thing. Yeah, we got to do the thing. Huh? I have a dirty mind, Disney. I mean, you're gonna make me think weird thoughts there. Turns out it's just Anakin wanting to sneak and talk to Padme and have Rex in Rex's barracks while Rex is standing outside, standing guard, looking out for, Kenobi. So him and Padme can have their little lovely chat. And where I don't know if I can find a. Well, that's there. Yep. I've heard people say this. I guess she's showing a little bit of a pooch belly there. Someone else I heard mention that she's starting to look a little pregnant in this one. So I guess if that is true, that would be putting us about 8 months. No, maybe not 8, about 3 or 4 months. I don't know. I don't think she was at 9 months when she gave birth, because she didn't really look that heavily pregnant in Revenge of the Sith. So her death made her give birth prematurely. I'm not sure, but I guess you could say she's kind of shown there. So you have a nice little chat between these two, and of course Anakin showing concern for that Rex is getting too personally invested, which even make the joke, haha, isn't that funny coming from you? Ha 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 ha. But that's nice. It was a nice little scene. But of course the whole thing is, as well, that, Rex is standing guard from Kenobi, and guess what happens? Of course, this is hard to do. That is not what it shows right there. There comes Kenobi. Of course, so Kenobi's got to come. So Kenobi comes looking for Anakin, knowing that, and then he's like confronting Rex, and Rex is making excuses, which Kenobi is pretty much seeing right there. Oh, there's a good picture. There we go. Going on, which also leads to the funny moment. So they say goodbye, and Anakin comes out, and they're still playing the cover story. Okay, get the exact image, but that's fine. So they play in the cover story, and then they're going to go off on their mission before Obi-Wan can even confirm if the council's allowed it. And then it ends up being Kenobi makes the jokes like, "Did you at least say hi to Padme for me?" So he's pretty much saying, "Yeah, I know." So that's just the whole openings part here. I really liked. I thought it was a pretty good opening part. You had some good comical moments going on there. But then we depart on our mission with the Bad Batch. And well, we see their ship. It's a kind of similar body styles as some ships we've seen in the Clone Wars before. I think Asajj Ventress has you typically see, it was seen with a similar style ship, but the outer markings on it looked a lot cooler. I'll give them that. But we get a little introduction dialogue here where they're talking, and of course, where we find out the Bad Batch is acting like they pretty much saying they don't report to anybody because we're bad guys. We're the bad guys. Where's Mr. Annoying at? Can I get Mr. Annoying on the screen? Man. I gotta point out the hatred of the dude. There we go with that scene. So, of course, if you watched my last video, you'll know that I cannot stand the Wrecker dude. So, of course, he's introduced in this episode as one arm deadlifting a power droid and in his other hand eating a turkey leg. This is like the most stereotyped character I have ever seen. I mean, have you seen like any like Hercules, the Marvel's Hercules in the Avengers cartoons is this over the top, loud, obnoxious character. Or I think they even had a Hercules in DuckTales that was the same way. He's like pretty much how Hercules is always in any cartoon. This is over the bearing stereotype strong guy persona. He is the most annoying of these new characters, and I'm like, please die, because I can't stand him. But yeah, they're having their chat, and he's like, I don't know who I don't report to anybody because we're bad boys. So like, yeah, okay, that's just stupid. You're clone soldiers. You're going to be reporting to somebody. You're in the army. So there we go. There's a little bit of the ship. So you see, you got like the Imperial shuttle kind of physique with the top not being a full fin like the Imperial shuttle has. It's kind of a half fin. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Asajj Ventress had that kind of style where the middle fin wasn't full. It was like only like a half a fin. But the texture on this is definitely different, I feel. Looks pretty cool. So we land on the planet and we get a little dialogue that there's primitives on the planet, and of course the tech guy's like, "Hey, primitives too nice. They worship flying reptiles," which leads to the flying reptile landing on their ship. So which is funny because then they like get ready to go after it to get it off the ship, and like Rex even says like, "Hey guys, wait! Don't just rush out there." Then they just rush out there, and Rex is like the third or fourth one out the door. I'm like, okay, so what was the point of kind of make it like Rex say, "Hey, you gotta have a plan and stuff," and it doesn't matter. So while they're trying to talk to the alien, a couple of his buddies come up from behind, and they kidnap Anakin Skywalker, who drops his lightsaber. Of course, they show Rex pick it up. Good attention to detail right there. I like that was a classic attention. always show that's how he gets his lightsaber back later. Like says Rex grabbed it. So this flying thing's flying away with Anakin. So our Bad Batch has a plan. So the tech guy's calling out. They got those fancy goggles, and he's calling out the coordinates, which then leads to the sniper guy shooting off a grappling hook. Crosshairs, I think. Yeah, if I remember correctly, his name is. So he shoots off a grappling hook. At this point, this thing is pretty far away. He shoots off a grappling hook and then disconnects the cable and hands it to the Solid Snake dude, who goes flying after it, gets pulled away from it. So remember, I can't get the right angle on the shot there where they shoot it, but it's like there's his tech look. So you can already tell from there it's already a pretty good distance away because he's already kind of zooming in on it. So he shoots his cord and gets struck off by it, and all of a sudden, he's pretty damn close to it. Like, yeah, that thing was like a couple hundred feet away by the time he shot the grappling hook at it. So it drags him through the air, and then they get close to where they're based, and he lands on this ledge and calls the rest of the team. Okay, well, that was perfect. So they land on the edge, call the rest of the team to come in and save Anakin. Pretty much they're just one of the thing that flew off with Anakin's holding him down on the ground while the people are talking in their primitive language at him. Boom. It's kind of like they're very avatarish. Remember that? I can't remember what those people were called. So they make a plan to go in and rescue him, but their job is to not kill. So they free him, then they start talking, and then tech, of course, can translate into their language. And pretty much what they're saying is, we don't want your war on our planet, blah, 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 blah. And pretty much, we're here just to kidnap our friend, then we'll leave and never come back. I don't really know what they know about war on the planet, because all we know is, what are those guys? The techno... Damn it. Watson Wars people. I can't remember their name off the top of my head right now. I just lost it. It's the techno something. People are supposedly on the planet. So, but they're afraid. They don't want the war here. I don't know if they're that primitive, how they know even know there's a war going on. So yeah, they make the agreement that we'll just do our thing and we're going to rescue our guy and leave. There's Watt. So this is just a concept that's always come up in Clone Wars episodes. Is between the Techno Federation and the Banking Federation and stuff like that. Is they supposedly have these neutral status in the Clone Wars, so that way they're not technically with the Separatists, yet they're always with the Separatists. It's obvious they're in line with the Separatists. So it's like at certain points, doesn't your Napoleon say, "Hey, you know what? Screw your treaty, man. You guys are totally on their side." So this guy's technically neutral. He has battle droids, and he's holding a clone soldier, and he is a possible clone soldier. That's not neutral. You're a bad guy. But so yeah, you see him and here, and they get contacted by Spider Dude, who's warning him, "Hey, they found out about the algorithm and it's coming from your location, and a special group of clones are coming your way to see what's going on." Of course, we already know that the clones are already there and landed. Way to go, Mister, with your relevant. Hey, let's just pass this information to you. I'm just gonna give it a week. Like, I don't know, maybe you should have sent that as soon as you realize that they figured it out in the last episode. The episode probably should have started with this. So kind of a real late warning message since the army's already there, but all right. So we get here's a scene that bothered me. So the aliens lead them to this area, which is supposed to be outside of Watt's tower thing. So they're all like talking. Because also we get another good joke about Wrecker being afraid of heights or gravity. Ha ha ha. Because he's a big guy. He's got to be scared of something. That's annoying. So of course it comes up about is Echo alive? And It's pretty much they're tracking the signal, the algorithm signal, and of course, then the Bad Batch got to be the. I mean, I get the scene what the scene's trying to do, but they do it very poorly. So it comes out, I believe, the Crosshairs guys comes out to accusing Rex of following his feelings and getting too personal. I mean, he's pretty much being a dick to Rex, which is something they did in the last episode too. Of course, the whole scene is the lead up to Rex snapping and kind of starting a fight with him, trying to start a fight with him because he's supposed to be becoming unhinged. Which I get that you could have done that scene without having to have the Crosshairs guy come off as a dick. I mean, you could just you could have just normally said, "Hey, man, I think you were getting personally invested in this, and you think you're." I mean, you could have had him say it's pretty much exactly what he said in a nicer way, where he's not just coming out and being a straight asshole about it. So that's the whole thing with these bad batches. They come off, they have a tendency to be, they've been portrayed kind of asshole-ish. They have an obnoxious guy, an asshole guy. I mean, the tech guy and the leader guy, Sarge, I can't remember, the Saw the Snake. Those two, for the most part, have not had any issues with that. Those two characters are likable. Wrecker's obnoxious. The sniper crosshairs guy is a dick. So here we got a little bit of the confrontation, and then Wrecker ends it up breaking it up. And Anakin kind of stops the whole fight, splits them off so he can talk to Rex, and try and calm Rex down and give him the speech. Hey man, you got to prepare yourself that this could be that issue that he's. So he kind of calms Rex down. Because I get the scene's point. What they what they wanted to do. They wanted Rex to show he's unhinged and he's personal. I just think you could have wrote it better. So they get to the outside of the tower. That's Wrecker's mask there. It looks so stupid. So they get up and there's a lift. And they go up the lift and we get introduced to some new battle droids. So why did we get these new battle droids? Because, well, it's a new season, so we got a couple of new characters. It's also because 3 months or 4 months from now, whenever Star Wars Galaxy Heroes starts to do their new Clone Wars content, we're going to get a pay-to-unlock character right here for your Separatist General Grievous battle unit teams. I'm calling that now. I play Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, so I'm calling that now. This is going to be a droid that's going to be coming into that game in about somewhere between April and June, whenever they decide to start. I think just supposedly in April they're going to start working on stuff for the new Clone Wars show season. So I'm willing to bet this droid is coming to the game because that's how Capital Games work, so they can make money. But they just kind of look like deformed B1s. They're not really too fancy about them. So the group's supposed to be going in stealth. They go in and they quickly fund some power droids and go nuts and go into a big fight scene. Actually, decent little battle scene. There's one scene there was one part I thought looked really weird. So they just display them and decide to they start going and looking. At this point, they lose the signal, and now they're starting to really think it's a trap. Of course, then the tech guy comes out and is like, "Well, wait a minute, maybe." Maybe I can only detect a signal because it's not always broadcasting. So kind of hinting that, hey, maybe there's a shot he's that it's a student and he's alive. So the signal had stopped at the moment. So they decide they're going to split up and look, and then when they find him, they're going to find what looks like it. They're going to all get back together. Scene that really makes no sense. There's that. So you see him split. Anakin goes in this dark room area to look. Where he gets confronted by some battle droids, so he's fighting some battle droids. Meanwhile, the other guys are pretty much all next to each other, and they get the signal again, and they find the door, and so they're all like, "Hey, we didn't split up at all. We're still here." So like that, they didn't really split up. So then one has to go back to help Anakin, and to fetch Anakin to do that is like that scene made no sense at all because it's like completely irrelevant. Just because you would have Anakin show off these new battle droids versus a Jedi for decently cool scene, I guess you could say. So they all get to this final door where we have a scene with the neutral Techno Federation. I'm pretty sure there's another word I'm forgetting there, but I can't think of it. So Watt and Rex are comparing. He's like, "You're holding Echo prisoner. I'm not doing any such thing like that. And I wouldn't do that." And then like a couple seconds later, he's like, "Your friend is dead. His mind is ours." Well, then you just kind of confirmed that you got him. So you just broke off your neutrality right there. You're holding a clone soldier somehow, dead or alive. But you just admitted you have him. So, like, plot hole. So then they get attacked by some droids. They have a big fight scene. And then they pretty much, tell Rex and Tech to go get inside the door and go see what's going on inside to find out what is the actual thing. What is it? Is it Echo? Is it an algorithm? So while they cover them, so those two guys go hack the door, get inside this room where not too far. So you got this big metal super soldier tank slash something like from a horror movie. This big tank. What's inside of it? This is gonna be the hard part. If I could get. This is what actually this got me at first. So when they finally open it up, out falls the body of Echo connected to all these wires and tubes. I honestly thought he was dead. I thought it was like a corpse when he first fell out. I was like, oh shit, he's dead. Like, damn, they actually did show. He is dead because he's got this dead look in his eyes. Kind of looks like he's like super duper thin. And, I mean, he looks like like a corpse. But turns out he's just kind of frozen. He's actually alive. So they kind of did fool me at first. I was like, so did you get me? They got me there at first to jump. I was like, oh shit, he's dead. So he starts coming through, and he recognizes Rex, and you don't know where he's at. And Rex is like, "Hey, I came back for you, soldier. I didn't leave a man behind." Nice little touchy moment of getting Echo back, and that is pretty much right where the episode ended. So that's where it ends. So that was actually Echo's alive. So they kind of, like I said, I like the story, the Echo thing. I think they concluded it really, really fast. I mean, 2-episode arc, and bam! I guess they want to get into something else because, like, hey, we have Echo signal. Next episode, bam! We found Echo. We have Echo now. So it's like that arc was quick and abrupt. See what they're going to do with Echo because it looks like he's like missing an arm and stuff. I don't think he can actually go back into combat duty. So I guess we're gonna maybe see Echo in medical stuff visiting, talking to Rex in the next episode would be my guess. And I don't know, that might still be where we get like maybe that one last tie-up episode with Rex and Echo. And I don't know if there's going to be much of a future for Echo in this season. So I don't really know what they can do. I'm obviously guessing these Bad Batch guys are going to be the clone squadron moving forward since we know Echo's shape he's in. Fives, yeah, sure stuff. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to remember what happened from the end of the series before it came back. So I know pretty much a lot of the squadron got separated because we had one guy who went crazy from the chip in his head. I'm not sure. Was that Fives? That went nuts. I'm not positive. Can't remember who it was that went nuts from the chip in his head. I'm going to think it was Fives. So obviously we don't have those clones outside of Cody and Rex, so I guess we definitely needed a new set of clones. So I'm assuming these Bad Batch guys are going to stick around for a while and become Anakin's and Rex's personal team newbies. Which you got to have them start respecting Rex more, though. I mean, it's not going to work if they're still just always going to undermine and smart off the Rex and he's a reg. I mean, you guys are misfit clones and you're making fun of the regular clones. I mean, you've already had an episode earlier in the series, which is actually kind of where the Bad Batch is a throwback to, because there's something the Troop 99 or some kind of, I know there's something 99, which is 99. It was a clone janitor on Camino who was resorted to janitorial duty because he was a not correct. He wasn't a good clone. He was a deformed. I don't really say he's kind of a hunchback, I think. So I guess he was kind of like a deformed clone. And there was an episode about a squad that was dysfunctional, not getting along well, and that they were not passing the combat test, and they were going to get sent to janitor. They were going to be called defects. They were on the verge of being called defects. And the episode was about them coming together, uniting. And of course, they had words of wisdom from 99, and then Camino gets invaded by battle droids, and Clone 99 dies doing something heroic. So that makes, and then of course in these dysfunctional group shows that they can work together and they become a combat unit. So the big message on, oh well, us defective clones, we can come back and do good. To an episode now where you have the defective clones are acting like they're saying they're better than the regular clones, and like you now have just completely taken a good message that you did in an episode and have taken it, making that message into now these guys think they're better than everybody else. Wouldn't think we have different writers here. All right, so overall, I like this episode. I'd probably say this episode may have been probably liked it better than the first episode. Is that I did like the whole story arc with the Echo storyline. The Bad Batch, like I said, I didn't really like them too much in the first episode. Two of them kind of grown on me a little bit, and two of them are kind of annoying. Like, one's just kind of a dick, and one is just super obnoxiously annoying, and like uncannily too strong. I mean, what is this? Is he the Hawk? I mean, one episode he lifts up a ship. Now where you guys see him doing 100 power droid deadlifts. Like, okay, we get it. He's the strong guy. You don't need to make him that overly strong. I get it. This is an animated show, and you think it's aimed for kids, but really, the Clone Wars at this point is more of a Star Wars fans of all ages show. I wouldn't really consider it a kids show because its following is more adult, and the people that went in the back were more about. It wasn't kids signing petitions bring back the Clone Wars. It was adults signing things, campaigning to bring back the Clone Wars. Keep that in mind, Disney. It wasn't the kids wanting the show back. It was adults that loved the show. So you don't need the over the top kiddie tough guy figure. But like I said, I liked the episode better. As I said, the story was good. Action scenes had some decent action. More action. I don't know. Maybe not as much action as the last episode, but overall it was pretty good. Gave the first one, I think, 7.5 or 8. Can't remember what I gave it. Because, well, it was the heart moment of bringing back everything, even though it had some flaws. Let's give this one about a 7. It was a fun episode. Good story. Nothing too spectacular. I mean, they saved Echo. I guess Watt got away, or I don't know if the next episode is going to stay with this same spot or not, or if they're just going to go back to the base and start something new. So, assuming that they're moving to the base and going to start the next mission thing or somewhere, means what? Tambor got away. I don't think we've seen how his ends. He part of? He was. I don't think he was in that scene with Anakin in Revenge. I think that was just the Trade Federation guys that he killed on Mustafar. So, yeah, I think Watt's only appearance in the movies just Attack the Clone Wars. So, yeah, I think he might only. I don't think he was in Revenge of the Sith. So I guess we gotta see. I guess find out what happens with his story arc. I'm pretty sure we saw the end of Poggle. Poggle's. I think that was a Clone Wars episode. Where he got confronted by the Queen when she was doing all the worms in people's ears, and I don't think Poggle escaped that. I think I need to go back and binge the show again. But yeah, I guess we got to see how Watt's final story though, since he is like a leader of one of the separatist groups. So we'll see if they make sure they cover that up. We still haven't had the return of Ahsoka yet. The big tease of Ahsoka's. We know they're at. I know we don't know if the whole season takes place at this base that they're at. But I'm pretty sure the trailer when Ahsoka showed up in a hologram, they were at that base. So I would imagine her entrance to the final season should be coming soon. So let's see what we get to next week. And hopefully I'll do this video a little quicker. I know I was a little late on this one, by a couple of days. Had a busy weekend. But yeah, so far, so liking it. They're doing a good job with it so far, even if I don't like a couple of the characters in it. But so far, so good. Remember, hit the subscribe button. Help me out. Right now I got this really long thing on top. It'd be really cool if I could name my link like the El Cachorro channel. It would be cool and easier for me to find on here. So if you keep me subscribed, I think I'm up to 13, so I have 87 more to go. You don't even have to hit the notification bell. I want to just subscribe. And if you can like, that's awesome too. So thank you for tuning in and watching it, and I appreciate you putting up with a guy in a luchador mask. Until next week. I don't know. I need a catchphrase. I really don't have a catchphrase.